What is up, guys? Vivi back with another video. This time we got Charlotte Katakuri, of course. Okay. Now, Charlotte Katakuri, I haven't found a ton of lists on him. I only have this one list to go over today. But don't worry, this one was on 618. I'm sure some more are going to be coming out. We still have to give the meta time to stabilize, right? We still need to see what's going on. I like to do these deck tech videos, though, pretty early like this, so that we can kind of see the direction it's going. And then when new decks come out, we can kind of compare and contrast from the past. Like, oh, remember this deck we went over, you know, and like, oh, look what all changed. So we just got this one category list today. We're going to go over, talk about it. It's very similar to the Big Mom list because, you know, it's they're both yellow, right? It's just that simple. But this one does have a little bit of differences. So, all right, let's get right into it. This one is, okay, it's just the deck name was Yellow Katakuri. Author is Manawani, I don't know. Date 6/18/2023. And I always like to say when I'm recording these videos so you know like the time frame in which I'm operating. Like I'm trying to get these as fast as I can. It's June 26th when I'm recording this. So literally 8 days later, it's 6/26/2023 when I'm recording this. Okay, the country is Japan, and tournament is standard battle, placement first. Host is Dokadoki Buken. Okay, it doesn't say how many players are in this tournament, unfortunately, but at least we're getting an idea of what Katakuri players are starting to build. So, okay, Katakuri, first of all, the leader. And then I'm just going to read the list, and then we'll talk about it. So first up, we got 4 of the 2K Sanji counters, 4 Charlotte Cracker. We have 4 Charlotte Smoothies, 3 Charlotte Katakuris, the 8-cost Katakuri, 3 of the Charlotte Linlin 10 drops, 3 of the Charlotte Linlin 7 drops, 4 Charlotte Brulee, which I really like that. We're going to talk about that. 4 Charlotte Puddings, the Searcher, 4 Parasparrow Searcher, and then we got 4 Strusen, 4 Shirahoshi, 2 Capone Beige, the 3-cost 2K counters, what is 2 Randolph, the vanilla 5-cost 7K, 4 of your Sanjis, and 1 6-cost Charlotte Parasparrow 6-cost, 8K vanilla. Okay, this is an interesting list. So let's look at a few things. Counters, we're looking at 4 Sanji 2K counters, 2 beige counters, 2K beige counters, and 4 Strusen. So they're still sitting at 10 2K counters, which is really good. So we're going to read Charlotte Smoothie and Charlotte Cracker real quick, because the thing about these cards is I think they're kind of overrated. They operate... Charlotte Smoothie is fine, I guess. But her when attacking, it's kind of hurt. Let me do her. We'll do her first. Okay. Again, I always like to read the exact wording on these. Charlotte Smoothie. She's a 4-cost 5K, 1,000 counter. Sorry, got a phone call coming in. Let me turn that off. When attacking, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. Okay, I already don't like it. Right? So just right away, I don't like this card. And then trigger, you may discard 1 card from your hand and play this card. So that's probably the general idea of it, is you're trying to cheat characters in, just for free bodies. I get it, like I get why these cards can work, and you can't always use that when needed to get stronger. I just don't think it's good. And then Cracker, and by the way, so you're losing life with the Charlotte Smoothie card, right? I just want to stress that everyone understands you're losing life. So now with Cracker, okay, this one has this is again this is a 4-cost 5K 1K counter with trigger. Play this card by discarding a card from your hand, and then Dawn times 1. While you have less life than your opponent, this character gains double attack. And plus 1,000 power. Sorry, and plus 1,000 power. So he'll be a 7,000 power swing with double attack if you have less life than your opponent. And the thing is, why would you have less life than your opponent with a deck like this? So like I can see this as a strong matchup against like red or red and green like law style decks maybe. But not even law though, because they're going to have less life than you. They start with less life than you, so naturally they're typically they're going to have less life than you. Where you can't even use this card because you have to have less life than your opponent to use their effect. It's just a 4-cost 5k body. Now, yeah, you can cheat this into play with that trigger, of course. But yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of these two cards. Now, real quick, let's go over the defenders. Running 4 Sanji, 4 Charlotte Brûlée. Big fan of that. Now, he is running the 4 Streusen to maybe try to deal with the fast decks that have lots of 1Ks. Or 1-cost characters. I see that too. I'm definitely not overlooking that. I try to be very fair when I do these deck critiques and these deck techs. I really try to take everything in consideration. I consider myself a deck builder. I take a lot of pride in the decks that I build when I'm finally finished with them, when I'm done, and play tested them and they're good to go. I take a lot of pride in them, and I know people out there like that. There are people out there like me, so I'm not ever trying to overlook something in the deck. And if I ever overlook something, someone please point it out in the comment section below, because maybe I'm missing something that could help me get better too, and better at building decks. So anyway, I do think that okay, the Big Mom deck that we looked at, the yellow Big Mom Pirates deck, instead of running the Charlotte Crackers, it just straight up ran 4 of the. Oh, gosh, I can't remember his name. He was a 4-cost 6K, just a straight up standard, man. A vanilla. Let me see real quick. Charlotte Opera. He was just straight up running 4 Charlotte Opera. Like, here you go. It's a 4-cost 6K. Nothing fancy about it with a 1K counter. But who knows? Maybe the fact that these cards can be cheated into play makes them that much stronger. Because Charlotte Katakuri and Big Mom have 2 very different mechanics built into their leader ability. Charlotte Katakuri is more about aggression, and you see the top card of your deck, and then you can keep it at top. The top card of your life deck, right, of your life pool. You can keep it on top, or you can put it on the bottom, right? Or you can do that to your opponent. So maybe the idea is you're trying to get these guys right where you want them, as at the top, so you can start getting value. Another way to say it. So this deck does have a lot of potential to just play cards from the life area. Charlotte Brûlée, Sanji, Cracker, Smoothie, Paraspero, Shirahoshi. Capone's a little bit different. He has a trigger, but it's a little different. You're trying to be more defensive with him. But yeah, these cards, I see where the deck is going. I just wonder how consistent it is. I would really like to talk to the author, the deck builder here, and ask him how consistently he's able to do this. Because I'll tell you one thing. Getting Shirahoshi off the trigger is unbelievable. Right? 0, like, okay, imagine if every time your opponent swung into you, you got to draw 3 cards and then discard 2. Like that, people would be taking a lot more damage like that, I bet. Like, yeah, sure, yeah, swing in. But no, seriously, like it's just such a powerful effect because it is card advantage. You are drawing 3 and only discarding 2, and you're cycling through 2 cards. It's just so good. But other than that, this deck seems like it's good. I mean, it got first place at this tournament, wherever this was, however many people it was. It's just when I go to critique this one's a little harder for me to do because. So it's not so much that I can critique, right? Because they did exactly what they wanted, right? Number 1, winning the tournament. Number 2, building the deck with all these interplay effects, right? Where you're just cheating characters into play from your life area. And then you have tons of life manipulation with Charlotte Katakuri 8 drop, Charlotte Linlin 10 and 7. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just going to say that ultimately I'm not a big fan of that, I guess. I like the Charlotte Big Mom decks a little bit better because they're more about. I feel like they're more they're more along the lines of control, right? Whereas this is more like, well, hey, I hope I get something sweet off the top, of my life. And yeah, you can control the top of your life cards, but you don't get to put the cards in your life in this deck, right? Or if I'm missing something, someone tell me. Like, yes, Sanji can do that, but again, you're just drawing a card from the top. You're not picking the card. Pudding and Perispero, those are your searchers. You know, it's got 8 searchers. That's becoming standard in a lot of these these OP04 meta decks, is just having 8 searchers, which might have started in OP03. I'm not sure. I just started doing these deck tech videos, so it's kind of hard to say. But overall, I think this deck is solid. I don't have a lot of criticism for it, other than I don't like the style of the deck. The deck is built correctly. The deck is built the right way for what it's trying to do. I just don't like this specific style of gameplay where you're kind of just going off the top card of your life, hoping it's something that's going to generate momentum for you on the board. I feel like it's a little bit of a hit or miss, right? Now let's just count. You know, it's always good to use numbers here. So we got 4 Perispero, 4 Cracker, 4 Smoothie, 4 Sanji, 4 Shirahoshi, and 4 Perispero. So that's 24 cards that can come off the top of your deck. Half the deck, roughly speaking, about half the deck can come out of your life to come straight into play. So let's just say 2.5 out of 5 of your life cards then are going to be these. So you're generally going to have at least 2 and sometimes probably 3. Now, it's going to be very rare that you only have 1 or 0 of these cards in your life area that come into play, and it's going to be just as rare to have more than 3, like 4 or 5 of these cards come into play. But on average, you're going to be hitting around 2 or 3 of these cards in your life area, just per the numbers. You know, luck is a factor, guys. Luck is a factor no matter what you're doing in life. But again, let's count one more time. 4 for Cracker, 8 Smoothie, 12 Charlotte Brulee, 16 Sanji, 20 Shirahoshi, 24 Charlotte Perispero. So 24 out of 50 cards can come straight into play if they get hit in your life cards. So again, 2.5 out of 5. 2 to 3 times that's going to happen, right? At 2 to 3 of your life cards should generate momentum for you. Games where you're very lucky, 4 or 5 cards will. Games where you're potentially very unlucky, none of them will. Right? One or none will. So it's just interesting to look at it like that. But yep, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I don't want to ramble too long about this. I think it's a good deck, guys, just straight up. Katakuri, Charlotte Linlin, and the other Charlotte Linlin, we know what they do. The life manipulation is strong there, which will give you more chances, by the way, over the course of the game to draw into cards out of your life, you know, potentially to get you where you need to go. And one more thing I will say on this is the Charlotte Linlin 7 cost 8K, your opponent will probably be giving you a life card, right? Because this deck seems much more aggressive than the Big Mom Pirate one. Well, I shouldn't say it seems more aggressive, but I think they're going to be more aggressive with this deck. Like, they are going to not block in, even though they're running, what is it? 4, 8, 10. Yeah, they're running 10 2K counters. They're probably not going to block anything until late in the game. This deck probably runs Sanji on turn 1. Let's just be honest, or turn 2 if you're on the play. Like turn 1 Sanji if you're on the draw, to have that ability to just start going through your life cards. And then you got your Charlotte Linlin, which is going to add a life card. You have your Katakuri, which can either, you know, throw someone back at their life, or you can use it for your own life, you know, to you know, target specific triggers. But yeah, overall, I think the deck is fine. I don't have a lot of recommendations for it. I wish they could go up a Charlotte Perispero 6 cost, because I think that is a very solid card. But at the same time, they don't want to move too much of these cards that, you know, trigger play this cards type of characters, because that's what the whole deck is built around. But yeah, I think if I were to adjust this deck in any way, shape, or form, I probably would go down 1 Charlotte Linlin 10 cost and go up a Charlotte Perispero 6 cost. That's like probably the one thing I would do. Just looking at this deck for what it's supposed to do, just to balance that out. But at the same time, it wouldn't even be, I wouldn't even consider it crazy to do it the other way around from what I just said, taking out the 1 Charlotte Perispero and going up a 10 cost Big Mom. You know, it's this kind of deck. We'll have to see how it shapes up over the course of the meta of OP04. So, all right, guys. All right, I'm done now. I'll be quiet. Thank y'all for sticking around. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you got any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If I missed anything, if you got any cool combos that you think could go with it, or cards you think should be replaced, please tell me what you think in the comment section below if I missed anything. And all right, guys, appreciate it as always. And until next time, peace.